Hi, Emmanuel here with T2S transformed to succeed. In this series of videos, I'm talking about hands-on, the kind of hands-on exercises or practices that you can do or you can use to secure certification as a Red Hat certified system administrator. In the previous video, in this specific series to help you prep for those exams or that exam, the Red Hat certified system administrator, one of the things that I said was that I would just give you not a lot of theories here, but a lot of practicals. So if you do these hands-on, you can guarantee to ace your exam to become a Red Hat certified system administrator. In this specific video, I will talk about SELinux and how you can configure SELinux. And the way you and the reason why I bring this up, it's because it's so much a part of the Red Hat Certified System Administrator exam. And once you master this concept, every question related to this specific concept, you're gonna just answer that question easily. It's gonna be piece of cake for you. So let's jump right into onto our terminal. But before we go to our terminal, let me say that every time you think of SELinux, you are referring to what we call the security enhanced Linux. It's part of the Linux operating system, which even makes Linux so much more secure than Windows and even Unix. So here, that's the advantage. That's why a lot of companies they rely so much on Linux as part of the foundational infrastructure. So they use that, and then on top of that, they build whatever applications and whatever they may need for the business. It is also, that's the security architecture for the Linux systems, which allow administrators to have more control over who can have access to the system. SELinux, that's the concept behind it. Let's go to our terminal. I'm going to show you something quick here. So I'm going to log in first. You can use CentOS, any type of CentOS, to practice and prep for your Red Hat certified system administrator exam. In this case, I'm using CentOS 9. Now remember, CentOS, that's an exact replica of the Red Hat Enterprise Linux operating system. What you need to know is that when it comes to SELinux, you're pretty much talking about these files. You're talking about the SELinux file, and which you find into the /etc directory in the sub directory known as sysconfig. When you go there, and we use the cd command here to change the directory. So we're going first to the /etc directory, and then we go one level down to the sysconfig. If you ls here and you look for the SELinux file here, so you're gonna see here. So this is where it resides. And the other file that when you talk about SELinux, also you're referring to the different labels that we have. So we have the user label, we have the role label, and we have the level label. So whatever you apply on the SELinux file affects these different labels, the user, role, and level. So I'm gonna avoid giving you a lot of theory here, because remember, the purpose for this series, it's just to give you some opportunity to do some hands-on as you prepare for your Red Hat certified systems admin exam. All right, so the other, I'm gonna get out of this place, so I go back to the home directory. So I am in the home directory here, and then the other place where you can go is again the etc directory, and then you go to the SELinux. So if you enter, if you list, so you see you also have this here, the config, and if you cat, let's try to cat the config here and see what we have here. So you see you also have here, you have some other stuff too, but for the purpose of this video, we're only focusing on SELinux, and you have also a lot of things that you can read on your own. You see here, SELinux can take one of these three values. So these are the values that come with SELinux. You have the enforcing, to enforce the security policy. You have the permissive, which prints warnings instead of enforcing. And then you have the disabled value here. And in an exam, they would ask you to configure the SELinux, and in most cases it's gonna be disabled, and then they're gonna ask you to configure this SELinux mode to be enforcing. And you don't need to go to this file. And remember, all of this, I mean, an exam, they give you like 1 hour, they give you a set period of time to do everything. So you don't have only just one question, you have many questions. And so time is of an essence. And instead of just going here, you use commands instead. So I'm gonna clear this screen here and I'll get out of there. So let's say they ask you, and remember, in most cases the SELinux mode will be disabled, and they want you to set it to enforcing, and sometimes it may be permissive. So what you need to do here, you're gonna first to get enforce, to see, to check if your SELinux mode is either enforcing, the mode is enforcing, permissive, or disabled. And in this case, it's already enforcing. And what you need to do is to modify that file. You don't use command. The only command you use here is to get enforce, to check the status of SELinux. So then you're gonna need to do edit that file that I just showed you not long ago. So it's gonna be etc sysconfig and then SELinux. So you do that, and since we're using VI, so you're gonna have to go down here. You see, this is where. So let's assume that this was, and remember, it's not going to let me edit. Oh, it is. It's letting me edit. Sometimes you may need to do like a sudo to be able to do that. Let's say it was this way, or let's say this one was disabled or permissive. Let's say permissive. So it was that way. And then what you have to do is to replace this with enforcing. So just gonna do that, and then you do escape, colon, gonna save and quit. And then you know why it's doing this, because we need to actually quit without saving, and then you use sudo. So in an exam you may stumble across the situation when you are facing something like that. What you need to do is just to use sudo. So you're gonna do vim and use the same command, config SELinux, and then this time it's gonna be okay. So you're gonna go down to that line again, and then let's say we just assume that this was permissive. So I'm gonna put it to permissive. So you've come here, and what you do, you just change that to enforcing. Escape, then colon WQ exclamation point, and then you save it, and that's saved. So once you do that, then you're gonna have to reboot your system. So reboot your system. You're gonna give it some time, depending on what kind of system you have, how much memory you have, and how much CPU you have. You know, all of that will come into play, and that may take some time. Okay, so I had to pause the video because I didn't know how much time it would take. So we are back in, and after rebooting, now you can check the status of your SELinux to verify you use get enforce, and you see the mode has been set to enforcing. And this concludes our demo today. Thanks a lot for watching. God bless, be blessed, and make sure that you subscribe so that you get notified every time there is a new video, especially in this series that may interest you. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.